communities to feed their families and take care of them. Comrades, when Norman Brown won in 2020, he said that this term was going to be for the young people. It was going to be for the youth. But what have we seen? Not one for young people. Every community center in Southeastern Mary either locked down or mash up. If you go to Dover, it locked down. If you go over Enfield, it mash up and lock down. If you go to Pleasant Hill, it mash up and lock down. If you go on a Broadgate, it lock up. If you go to Castleton, it lock up. If you go to Soul River, it lock up. It's still problems and no progress for the people of Southeast and St. Mary. But all of a sudden, with elections round the corner, chicken a give way, goat a give way, hog a give way, cow a give way. People a get farm work yard and some general farm work yard. People a get money for go out for supermarket, for buy out stock. People a get pie, them a get cement, them a get block. But I know that the people of Southeast St. Mary is going to reject them left, right, and center. So comrades, we have a plan for the young people. Right now, if you want to go to a hard training facility, you have to either go to Osprey or you have to either go to Port Maria. There is not one single hard training facility in Southeast St. Mary. And we're going to open up our community centers so that our young people can have place for them to train and step up in their life. When you check it as well, a lot of people live on lands for years and they farm on the lands for years and them don't have the piece of paper to call them title so that they can use that title to pass on to generations to come and use that title to set up their business. We are going to fix that with a massive land titling program across Southeast and St. Mary. We're going to build 500 new housing units. We have identified lands in IZ. We have identified lands in Chovy. We have identified lands in Richmond. And we're going to build houses for the people. And we have a special fund where you will get the deposit so that you can step up in your life and own your own home. So comrades, we are on the road to victory. Don't let the Labourites them trick you with nothing. We're going to sweep them from Dover. We're going to sweep them from IB. We're going to sweep them from housing scheme. We're going to sweep them down at Belfield. We're going to sweep them in Richmond. We're going to sweep them in Castleton. And we're going to ensure that the People's National Party is returned to power in Southeast and St. Mary. So one love, comrades, we get ready. Are you ready for victory? Are you ready for love? But we are covered by the blood of Jesus. The Holy Spirit has ignited our soul as we march, and it is a war. We are in a PR war because they want us to not believe what we see, not believe what we hear. They believe in optics over outcomes. The PNP believes in outcomes over optics for healthcare. What that means is less ribbon cutting. It means St. Mary will have its own CT scan machine. It means that you don't go to a hospital and cannot get surgery. They're going to send you to St. Anne's-Bay Hospital. It means that clinics that function. It means that any hospital that break down, we are going to build back. We are going to build back better than before. Because we, the People's National Party, believes in outcomes over optics. We believe in screening. You must have mammogram machines so you catch breast cancer earlier. You must catch colon cancer earlier, prostate cancer. You must get medication that are affordable to treat blood pressure and diabetes so you don't end up in hospitals. That is why we're going to be revitalizing all the clinics. We're going to build them back better than before. So comrades, I don't want to flake. I don't want to worry about them and report to no lawsuit or nothing. Because we are in a war, and that war is for the soul of Jamaica. Enough is enough. And it is time that we march on to victory, my comrades. Selector on the track again. Verse 31 and verse 9. It says, open thy mouth, search righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. Open thy mouth, search righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. We as a country, we deserve better. And so now my time done, and better must come. Better must come for our farmers in February. Just as well, a PNP government put in place a national health fund so that we can build it, the health product across Jamaica. Just as well, we put in place a tourism enhancement fund so we can build out the tourism product in Jamaica. When the PNP get back to office, we are going to put in place an agriculture development fund so farmers can get a fair deal and live a better quality of life. We want our farmers to earn wealth, to generate wealth from their work. And so from the agriculture development fund, we will ensure that we buy the heavy duty equipment so you have equipment to help you with land preparation in your communities. We will ensure that we give the money to the PC Bank so that the farmers can go to the bank and get funding to do them farming, to ensure that we support storage and irrigation and fight against failure losses and ensure there's a market for your produce. We will ensure that we cut the food importation bill. Some of the things that we are importing in Jamaica, we can produce them locally. The next PNP government is going to put our farmers to work and ensure that we spend the money with our local farmers. And finally, comrades, you have anatomy primary right here. You have anatomy high school. Both of them have children that are going to school that are hungry. We are going to put in place a school feeding program that will provide one whole nutritious meal for every needy child that is in school. It is going to cost us $9 billion more than what we are spending now. And the food to prepare that raw nutritious meal will come from the farmers right here in February. So when the school tell us that they need 200 pounds of pumpkin, 500 pounds of Irish, Chris Brown as your member of parliament will call the farmers together and tell them to go and produce it, and then we have a guaranteed market in the schools to sell your produce so that we can uplift the lives of our people and feed our children so they achieve more. Time come for a better quality of life. They're going on as if they can do everything and they have done everything, but we deserve better, and better must come under Mark Jefferson Golden as the Prime Minister of Jamaica. God bless you and have a good afternoon. Southeast St. Mary. Oh, what a joy here in Anatomy. Oh, what a joy. What a beautiful sight. See a orange, PNP River come down, bank to bank. We'll be visiting 8 parishes today. And we are going through St. Mary. And we love St. Mary. And we know St. Mary, we love we back because it's 3 love we are with him in a St. Mary. 3 love, straight. Comrades, friends, citizens of this town, and not obey. You've heard from the General Secretary some of the plans that we have. We want to ease the pressure off of the people, man. So we have the food program for the schools. We're going to be spending the money amongst the farmers so that the farmers can help feed the children in the school who need help. $9 billion a year we put it for that. We have the right program. The right program is a program where we spend the money, $1.9 billion a year, with the taxmen and the busmen to carry the children to school and back so that the parents don't have to find that money. We're going to roll it out with 20,000 children per day, every school day. And as the economy improves, we'll increase that number. So don't make Darrell Vaz fool with him 100-year-old bus, because we know that can't do the work. We have in the housing area some important programs, including the rent-to-own program, because we know many people can't produce a payslip to prove their income and get a mortgage because they're self-employed and they're hustling, hairdressing, taxi driver, barbering, cook shop owner, whatever it may be. So we will allow you to go into possession of the house that you want to own. And you will go in as a tenant, and you will pay rent equal to the monthly payment of the mortgage. And if you can maintain the payments for a reasonable period of time, we have in mind just 6 months initially, then we'll say, okay, you have proved your income, you don't need a payslip. You qualify for the mortgage. You can draw down the loan and move from being a tenant to an owner of your own door key under the People's National Party. So we say housing. Comrades, there's a lot to do. We have in mind a series of policies to help life be better for the people of Jamaica. That's why it's a time come for a better life. And it's going to require a lot of thought and a lot of application. But all of our policies are integrated. They're the beneficiaries immediately of the policy, and then there's the economy to support it, which will also be better and get better off, whether it be the farmers, as I say, the transport operators, and what have you. Comrades, we are a party of love. We believe in love for all people. But our war is not against people. We are at war with poverty. We are at war with corruption. We are at war with a system that holds the people back, who should be liberating. That is our mission from 1938 straight through. At different times we've had to approach it differently depending on the circumstances, the objective conditions, as I've heard it called. But whatever it is, it's the same story. We want life to be better for all Jamaicans. Time come for a better life. So people cannot obey. Can I rely on you to deliver for the People's National Party? Comrade Christopher Brown as your next Member of Parliament. We say Chris for a better Jamaica, Chris for a better life, Chris for a better South East St. Mary. Done time done, Chris, time come. One love, comrades. Blessings as we move on our journey right around Jamaica, carrying the mission to the people. Bless up. Because there is no opportunities in those communities to feed their families and take care of them. Comrades, when Norman Brown won in 2020, he said that this song was going to be for the young people. It was going to be for the youth.
With corruption, we are war with a system that holds the people back due to the liberating. That is our mission from 1938 straight through. At different times we want to approach it differently depending on the circumstances, the objective conditions, as I've already called. But whatever it is the same story. One life to be better for all Jamaicans. Dying from for a better life. So these are the messages. around Jamaica. To the people. Bless
but a time for talk the plans them now. There's a major shortage of housing units in Central St. Mary because this government has deliberately not invested in the housing stock in the constituency. And I talk to the next Minister of Housing and I point out that the 600 acres of land right up the road that Housing Trust have, instead of them giving it to them friend or using it for some other purpose, we're going to use it for a housing development in the Port Maria area so the people of Port Maria can have access to decent housing. And if you listen to the plans of the party, what we are doing with housing, when you buy an NHT house under the next People's National Party government, because of the amount of money that Andrew and the men have exploited and taken from the trust, we're not going to charge you for the land. We're going to give it back to you. Our benefit to you. And we already start talk to a developer in the Highgate area who has identified some land, and we're going to build a house, there's a housing scheme up there as well. I'm going to talk quickly about education. When the schools closed down during COVID, the government never continued their maintenance program. And so a lot of the students, they eat. We're going for reconstruction. We're starting with Horace Clark High School, which is going to convert to education and training. And we're donating a car up there before the end of July. So before the election come, your pitney them will go Horace Clark High School in a September. If they want a level 3 certification, them start a first form in auto mechanics and them leave fifth form with a life qualification to go get work. As it relates to water, I know the next Minister of Water is here, so I'm not going to talk long. But Port Maria people know that when the People's National Party developed Frontier Phase 2 and we put in the infrastructure, we connect a pipe with it for company main, and we put a 100,000 gallon water tank up on the hill. When the labor rights won in 2007, them cut off everything. And right now that tank's still up on the hill. And we're going to commission it. And the pump around there. And we're going to commission them. And we're going to ensure that it benefits the people of Port Maria. And so comrades, we not ask you to support PNP just because we walk around and say power, but because we believe that power is a tool that should be used for your development and your benefit. And so I'm asking you, because I see people from down at Chris Brown, I see a sheriff from over Woodbine, and I'm saying to you, support your candidates in St. Mary, and let us all walk to Garden House and bring development to this great parish. One love.
For 40 days and 40 nights. The election will be called within the next 60 days. And under Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden, we are preparing the ark in the People's National Party for the next 60 days. Comrades, I speak on the portfolio of water for the People's National Party. And I want to say it is time come for the people of Jamaica to stop carrying water on top of their heads. Time come under the People's National Party. Comrades, I hear Comrade Newell spoke a while ago. It is the commitment of the People's National Party government, administration under Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden, to ensure that the people of Barrett's Valley and Frontier Phase 2 get water under the People's National Party. We know that Comrade Guy was there and he fought
PNP was government for Barrett's Valley and for Frontier. But he's passing the baton now to Comrade Newell. And it is the commitment of us to ensure that the people of St. Mary get water once and for all under your next Member of Parliament. Comrades, let's prepare the ark and get ready for the People's National Party. Time come, and God bless you all.
Manuel has said today about housing, and it's not a joke thing. We are committed to bringing back affordable housing as part of the plan for the development of the country. 50,000 affordable housing units we plan to bring. And we're going to use government land that is not suitable for agriculture and make that available to the housing agencies of Jamaica, the NHT and others, so that they can build houses on them for people that people can afford. And we're not going to charge the value of the land in the price of the house. So when you buy the house, you're immediately wealthier than you were the day before you bought it. And comrades, we have some plans to help people to finance the house. For example, we have the rent-to-own scheme, where if you are an informally employed person, you could be a cosmetologist, a barber, hairdresser, you could be a taxi operator, and you don't have a pay slip fortnightly or monthly, and you can't prove your income, and therefore you can't qualify for a mortgage. We have the plan to solve that problem that affects so many Jamaicans. We will allow you to go into possession of the house as a tenant and pay a rent each month equal to what the mortgage would be. And if you can sustain the rent for a reasonable period of time, and we're thinking about 6 months, bam, we will allow you to qualify for the mortgage, have improved the income from the payments of rent, and say, yes, you are no longer a tenant, you're an owner of a house with a owner door key. And for all of the Operation Pride schemes across the country, which were built under the PNP, and which have provided over 50,000 titles to Jamaicans. We know that there are unfinished business there. And we have the Porsche program committing to finish all Operation Pride schemes, finish the infrastructure, and let's show the people get their titles, because we see titling as a vital part of development. Comrades, we have plans for the farmers, the Agricultural Development Fund, to provide our farmers with credit so they can buy the inputs they need to produce. We can spend money on farm roads. We can spend money on storage facilities to reduce the post-harvest losses, currently at the level of 30%. And our school feeding program, which we're ramping up for the children of Jamaica, so that every needy child is guaranteed at least one hot, nutritious meal per day at school, primary school or secondary school, will inject $9 billion a year into the economy, and that money will benefit the farmers of this country, because they will be providing the food. And of course, we realize that the transportation costs for parents are high, especially in rural Jamaica, and that is why we have a ride program. And we don't deal with it like Darryl, where we bring in the 100-old bus and say that solve the problem. We know that can't solve the problem. We are going to spend $1.9 billion a year on the RIDE program to give a subsidy to families whose children have to go to school, especially in rural Jamaica, and they're struggling to make those payments. And we will allow them to go to school at the cost of the government, but that money will go into the hands of the taxi man them and the bus man them, so the money will flow through the economy. All of our policies benefit multiple beneficiaries and help to develop Jamaica. So comrades, this is why we say time come for better. Time come for a better Jamaica. That is why we put forward some brilliant young candidates here in St. Mary. We give you a triple quality. We have over in the east, we have Chris Brown. Over in the west, we have Omar Woodbine. And right here so in Central, I give you a young superstar in the making, Omar Newell. Comrades, are you ready for Omar Newell? Are you ready for the People's National Party? If you know what time it is, I'm here and say time come. What time is it? What time is it? One love, comrades. One love. The word is love. God bless you all.
give a subsidy to families whose children have to go to school, especially in rural Jamaica, and a storage facilities to reduce the post-harvest losses currently at the level of 30%. And our school feeding program, which we're schemes, finish the infrastructure and let sure the people get their titles, because we see titling as a vital part of development. And for all of the Operation Pride schemes across the country, which were income, and therefore you can't qualify for a mortgage, we have the plan to solve that problem that affects so many. Are you ready for the People's National Party? If you know what time it is, I'm here, it's a time come. What time is it? What time is it? One love, comrades. One love. The word is love. God bless you all.
9 years. Prepare ourselves for leadership.
The JLP was government for Ballard's Valley and for Frontier. But he's passing the baton now to Comrade Newell. And it is the commitment of us to ensure that the people of St. Mary get water once and for all. I want preparing for 40 days and 40 nights. The election will be called within the next 60 days. And under Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden, we are preparing the heart in the People's National Party for the next 60 days. Comrades, I speak on the portfolio of water for the People's National Party. And I want to say it is time come for the people of Jamaica to stop carrying water on top of their heads. Time come under the People's National Party. Comrades.
Good afternoon. I want to big up Comrade Dr. Morris Guy.
We have orange here by the bridge. PNP River come down, bank to bank. I want
Needs access to our people in every parish of the country. We respect and embrace the tourism industry. We understand its importance. It must work for the people of Jamaica. And part of that is to ensure our people can have access to the beauty of this country, which is their birthright of this country. The People's National Party stands up for justice. In the one of the areas where people in Jamaica, ordinary people have been able to enter the progress in life. Yeah, man, me there. The system. Many people have invested in our apartments, all outside, and they're going to go in the road. I talked to a website.
One more year. trying to promote the people them. See them there, see them there, see them there. See them there. Nobody this. Hold them to that too. Hold them to your comrade. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. We are good. Go build back. We are go build back. Everything them broke. We are go build back. Come. The labor right them come to disrupt the meeting. The labor right. No more. You see your labor right provoking? Them very provoking. No, Miss Scott, this is me. Hey, get the fuck in here. I guess up on camera. Yeah, me catch everything on camera. The labor right them very provoking. The labor right them very them is a provoking set. But we are marching on to progress. And we don't hear what the labor rights say and what they say we are. We need to fight the labor rights and to say Jamaica free. And fire so red, and we marching on to progress. Everything they go build back. We are going to feel everything they go. We are going
to suspend the debate, and they couldn't pass it.
No, me not put that back in that.
I said to them, if you want to see to regulate the sector, you have to do it in consultation.
Yes, that's
it. You can't kill the goat, not leave the golden egg.
Yes.
You have to ensure that the practitioners and people are invested. And you know, hold on with trust and regulations to be to do business. But after these people are retired people,
let's up.
People are in a position to comply with owners' requirements.
Yeah.
So I suggest to them that they will and come again, have strong consultations with the practitioners, the people in the industry, and decide how best to move forward. I know that the large hotels have seen the market shift in that direction and they're very concerned that the playing field is not level. I understand that. But let us do these things in an orderly way. The People's National Party believes in consultation. We believe in participatory democracy. We don't believe in ramming things down people's throats, because people have rights and people have feelings and you have to work with them to get the best outcome. This is why it is so important that the next government of Jamaica is a PNP government. The Jamaican people are tired of the arrogance. They're tired of the intimidation. They're tired of the corruption and the nepotism as well. They're tired of the institutions that are being weakened, institutions that are there established to make Jamaica's democracy stronger and more robust and more even-handed. These are the institutions that the Jamaica Labour Party has been undermining. And we have had enough of it, and the Jamaican people have had enough of it as well. And this is why the next general election, I am very confident that the Jamaican people will send a PNP government to Jamaica House.
under the leadership of Iron Mark Jefferson Golden, the one them called Marketing. So comrades, it has been wonderful passing through here in Discovery Day. It is really a pleasure to be with you. I am so proud of our young candidate for this constituency, Gabriela Morris. I have only one request of you, please. Give her to me, I need her to move from the Senate, to move into the House of Representatives as your MP to Northwest Anna. So I ask you, please, put in the work. Don't be intimidated. We are not for sale. Michael Mann, the Protestant. What did he teach us? We are not for sale. Say it. We are not for sale. Comrades, I believe in you. I know you will do the right thing. X beside the head. X beside the name of Gabriela Morris. Forward on predicted. Forward on predicted. We're marching on to progress. The world is over. We are blood and fire, comrade. Let's go get your partner, let's go get your partner. Bless up yourself, bless up, mama. But deliver right say and what they say we are. On the beat of I'm tired, but all right. But we are go build back. Come put it. Another can't sleep it off. Okay. We're heading to Trelawney right now. We're heading to Trelawney, Duncans and Falmouth. Duncans and Falmouth. Duncans and Falmouth. Yeah, man. We're heading to Trelawney. Let's up, man.
All of them locked down. 150 computers gone. Who is she working for? It is certainly not for you. It is certainly not the youth. I'm going to end my remarks by saying to you again, my leader, it is a pleasure to have you here. And I know West Rural is going to deliver up this seat. What we say, time come, time come, time come. Thank you.
Friends, citizens of this town, and not obey. You've heard from the General Secretary some of the plans that we have. We want to ease the pressure for the people, man. So we have the food program for the schools. We're going to be spending the money amongst the farmers so that the farmers can help feed the children in school who need help. $9 billion a year we're putting for that. We have the right program. The right program is a program where we spend the money, $1.9 billion a year, with the taximen and the busmen, to carry the children to school and back, so that the parents don't have to find that money. We're going to roll it out with 20,000 children per day, every school day. And as the economy improves, we'll increase that number. They've been so happy to see us, you know, so it's very inspiring and reassuring.
On the power bus with the next Prime Minister of Jamaica and his team. The golden bus, the golden train. Golden train! The golden train we have right here, Mr. Mark Golding. Mr. Golding, how was... Whoa.
Hang on in there.
Hang on in there. How has the bus tour been this far?
Yeah, man, it's been wonderful. You know, lovely vibes, lots of energy. Every stop we've made, people have received us very well. And they've been so happy to see us, you know. So it's very inspiring and reassuring that we're getting this kind of response on the road.
Is this an indication of a landslide to come?
Well, I don't want to predict anything other than I know that we'll win. You know, and I'm expecting us to do very well. Yeah.
But based on what I'm seeing, even the Labour Rights feel the victory for the People's National Party.
Yes, in fact, I was told there were quite a few in the audience and some of the stops that we've just gone through in St. Mary who wanted to hear our message and, you know, look like they want to vote for us this time around. So we'll see what happens.
What do you want to say to the undecided voters today?
We will stand up for the Constitution, the rule of law. We want to re-establish decency in public life.
Yes.
And a more gentle and loving Jamaica. And I think that's worth voting for. So we're encouraging you to come out and vote for the People's National Party and give us a chance to show what we can do.
You spoke about the ganja farmers today. What special do you want to do for the St. Mary ganja farmers?
Well, all ganja farmers across Jamaica are feeling it right now. There are, of course, those who are still in the illegal part of it. And there are those who have tried to come into the legal part of it, but find that the regulatory environment is very hostile. And we need to consult with them deeply, and we're already starting to do that. So we can really understand the problems they're facing, so we can bring solutions to them. The idea is not to regulate them out of business. It is to regulate them into business, into profits, into money making, into employment opportunities, and into creating a sector that can be dynamic, innovative, and help to build Jamaica's economy. That's the vision, and that's what we're determined to find.
When the right time comes, some are going to charge for corruption. Mr. Golding, why are you singing that song of late so often?
I was only singing it because you sang it, Andre.
No, man, I saw it on the trail recently. I've been singing that song. Are you privileged to some information that the public isn't aware of?
No, I am not. But I've just read the Integrity Commission reports, and I'm aware of some of the issues that you hear on the road of what's been happening. And it's right across the private sector. It's acknowledged. They won't speak publicly about it, but they know that this is a very corrupt government. Corruption is endemic to this government.
What would you want to say to the PSOJ today?
Well, to the PSOJ, I just want them to be unbiased, non-partisan, and focus entirely on what's right for Jamaica, and not expecting them to treat us better than the other side. And of course, the reverse is also true. You know, I find sometimes that they manifest a certain favorability for those who are there now.
Golding, Mr. Golding, how was... Whoa.
Hang on in there.
Hang on in there. How has the bus tour been this far?
Yeah, man, it's been wonderful. You know, lovely vibes, lots of energy. Every stop we've made, people have received us very well, and they've been so happy to see us, you know. So it's very inspiring and reassuring that we're getting this kind of response on the road.
Is this an indication of a landslide to come?
Well, I don't want to predict anything other than I know that we'll win. You know, and I'm expecting us to do very well. Yeah.
But based on what I'm seeing, even the Labour Rights feel the victory for the People's National Party.
Yes, in fact, I was told there were quite a few in the audience and some of the stops that we've just gone through in St. Mary who wanted to hear our message and, you know, look like they want to vote for us this time around. So we'll see what happens.
What do you want to say to the undecided voters today?
We will stand up for the Constitution, the rule of law. We want to re-establish decency in public life.
Yes.
And a more gentle and loving Jamaica. And I think that's worth voting for. So we're encouraging you to come out and vote for the People's National Party and give us a chance to show what we can do.
You spoke about the ganja farmers today. What special you want to do for the St. Mary ganja farmers?
Well, all ganja farmers across Jamaica are feeling it right now. There are, of course, those who are still in the illegal part of it, and there are those who have tried to come into the legal part of it, but find that the regulatory environment is very hostile. And we need to consult with them deeply, and we're already starting to do that. So we can really understand the problems they're facing, so we can bring solutions to them. The idea is not to regulate them out of business. It is to regulate them into business, into profits, into money making, into employment opportunities, and into creating a sector that can be dynamic, innovative, and help to build Jamaica's economy. That's the vision, and that's what we're determined to find.
When the right time comes, some are gonna charge for corruption. Mr. Golding, why are you singing that song of late so often?
I was only singing it because you sang it, Andre.
No, man, I saw it on the trail recently. I've been singing that song. Are you privileged to some information that the public isn't aware of?
No, I have not. But I've just read the Integrity Commission reports, and I'm aware of some of the issues that you hear on the road of what's been happening. And it's right across the private sector. It's acknowledged. They won't speak publicly about it, but they know that this is a very corrupt government. Corruption is endemic to this government.
What would you want to say to the PSOJ today?
Well, to the PSOJ, I just want them to be unbiased, non-partisan, and focus entirely on what's right for Jamaica, and not expecting them to treat us better than the other side. And of course, the reverse is also true. You know, I find sometimes that they manifest a certain favorability for those who are there now. I understand that might be the antecedents of those who are in charge, but the truth of the matter is the private sector has always worked well with the PNP when we've been in government, certainly in the last 30 years.
And you won't be hostile to them?
Not at all. Most of them are my friends, and I've been in business for most of my life successfully, and I understand the importance of business and the fact that Jamaica's economy is going to rely on all of us pitching in and doing our part. So there's no hostility between myself and the PSOJ, as far as I'm aware.
You plan to release the Crow report when you're Prime Minister?
Well, certainly. I mean, there may be some information in it that is sensitive and for what some legal reason or other can't be revealed, but those that can be redacted, the report will be released unless there's some contractual arrangement which has not been disclosed that we're not aware of, but which would need to be considered. But as far as I'm concerned, it should be released.
Release the report?
Yes, man.
Release the report? Release the report? Release the report?
Release the report.
Agriculture boss.
Farm food and no farm food.
Repeat that one.
Farm food and no farm food.
Dayton, what is the plan, new and different, that you're going to do that Floyd Reid isn't doing?
Well, if you look at it, only 30% of the land in the agri-parks are currently under production. We have food insecurity at 55%. We have irrigation at only 15% of the arable lands, and we have 30% post-harvest lost. With all of that and a food importation bill that has increased by 100% in the last 8 years, it means that agriculture current priority area for this government. So what we want to do is to ensure that we create a fair deal for the local farmers, and to ensure that people that go into agriculture can actually earn a living from practicing within agriculture, and they can modernize what they do. So PNP government in the past would have put forward Tourism Enhancement Fund and the National Health Fund. We're going to put a dedicated fund in place for agriculture, the Agricultural Development Fund, which will not see persons paying any new taxes. What we're going to take is a percentage of the taxes that are currently paid on the imported items to fund the Agricultural Development Fund. That we'll be able to use now to purchase some heavy duty equipment to ensure that we can get land preparation done. We can get help with irrigation, with planting material, with storage. We can help with gradient lasting to get some of the things that they need. And we can also deal with the marketing and the markets. And access to funding. You know, a lot of persons would want to go into agriculture, but they currently don't have access to the EC banks, don't have the funds. So we'll do those things. And we'll put in place agriculture, special economic zones for agriculture, so they can get those benefits as well. And ensure that the agri-parks are fully under production.
Will you be inviting investors, particularly from the diaspora, to invest in agriculture?
Absolutely. We're already in discussions with some of them. There are some items that we have that has a competitive advantage, such as our ginger, spices, turmeric, pimento, nutmeg, and we also have yam and the same cannabis that we have a competitive advantage in, and so we will encourage persons to go into those areas. We also want persons to modernize what they're doing. To go into shaded agriculture and hydroponics and those things as well. So, you know, a new deal is
a new deal. So it's not a new face, but a new deal for agriculture.
No, people don't want a new face, they want a new taste.
New taste and a new deal. All right, agriculture boss. Angela Brown Burke, chairwoman. Explain Blood and Fire Comrade to the people. You as a historian.
Okay.
Give them context to Blood and Fire Comrade.
So, you know, Blood and Fire is really the theme of the Salvation Army. That's where the name's coming from.
Yes.
And back in the day, we kind of took the song. But the truth is that we have reinterpreted it. And so the blood we're talking about, yes, it's the blood of Jesus.
Yes.
But it's the blood of Jesus, and it's also the commitment that we have as comrades. Yeah,
Yes.
something that unites all of us. And the fire would have been the fire of the Holy Ghost.
Oh, hallelujah.
And so that fire now is the passion that we
The
have.
energy.
The energy that we have. And you would have seen that that song has indeed
Electrified.
It has. And so when we sing it, it is a song of coming together, of restating our commitment and our passion, not just as comrades for comrades, but as comrades for our country, Jamaica, and what it means to rescue Jamaica.
Rescue Jamaica.
And build a better Jamaica for all.
I hear that you and Dayton are giving the party leader 51 seats.
You know, I forget the 51, we're going to take it. But as the leader would have said to you, we don't call numbers.
You don't call numbers.
We do the work. We do the work. And we are leaving no seat there.
But based on what your canvas is saying, you have already passed the system to turn government.
But where we are there. But we don't count our eggs before they are hatched. What we do, we look at the work that is being done. We see where we are satisfied. We see where we can do more. We think that we have done sufficient work. We're not resting on our laurels. We're not taking anything for granted. We are running through the tape and we are working straight through to election day and beyond.
Awesomeness. Anthony Hilton, you have to stop the imported ice in the country. You have to stop the imported ice in the country, Minister of Industry.
Time come. Stop import ice.
Stop import cannabis.
Yeah, man, cannabis. We can import cannabis. We have the best in Jamaica. So we import cannabis. Then we need to focus on the industry here. Improve the industry.
So you're going to improve the industries and make them more efficient.
Indeed.
What about the logistics hub that you spoke about in 2012?
Well,
I hear this government really they don't know how to effectively execute the logistics hub, or they're waiting for you to
realize that it works and works everywhere else.
So why not working under their regime?
They don't know how to do it. We have the technology, we have the idea, we own it, so we have to implement it.
But your counterpart that is to implement has always had an antecedent of being fired. Why is he not fired now?
They don't fire people in this government and just reshuffle them.
Reshuffle the deck that is untenable.
Yes, I tell them at Jamaica House.
I'm coming over here. This man is quite deadly, you know. I'm coming. This man is quite deadly, you know.
Oh man, time down.
This man is very deadly. This man going on one seat named Southeast St. Mary. Leave corporate world. Take on the politics in a way that I'm in awe of what he's doing. Sir Chris, what you plan to do for Southeast St. Mary apart from done with done?
I think what is happening now in Southeast is that out of the 3 constituencies that are in the parish,
yes,
the statistics will show that we are at the back of the line.
Back of the class.
Back of the class. And what has been happening is that you have been having migration of jobs, migration of businesses out of the constituency, migration of people, because there has been a lack of opportunities for a lot of the people. So what we have to look at in the first instance is to see how we can grow the economy of South East. We're going to do that by starting with construction.
The
PNP has a solid plan in terms of housing to put in place a lot of housing solutions, and we have identified over 500 units already for Southeast. We're going to look at agriculture, and Dayton spoke of the plans because we are primarily an agricultural economy. And part of the focus as well, when Norman Dunn won in 2020, he said that term was going to be about the young people.
Your constituency has a lot of
young people. And all of the community centers in Southeast have been either locked down or match up. And nothing has happened for the youth. If you go around the adjoining constituencies in Southeast, Western, Central, they all have their own heart facilities for training. Southeast don't have any.
Yes.
So it is our plan to put in place training for young people, to give them that opportunity to be the best that they can be.
Be the best that they can be.
Yes.
So election night done will surely be done.
The entire constituency is done with done.
My
Southeast St. Mary is ready for change. We have had an excellent tour of the St. Mary comrades. We just finished the St. Mary.
3 out of 3%.
3 out of 3% Mary.
3 out of 3.
3 out of 3.
All right. Awesomeness. Let me just reverse a little bit. I hear this Phyllis Mitchell comrade doing some damage, you know.
Back up.
Miss Higgins,
Hi.
is what kind of bangarang you keep up in a Northeast St. Catherine? I hear that you plan to send Carencia Morrison into political retirement. Oh, what you plan to do up there?
Well, the truth is, they have had 7 members of parliament. We have had 1
Phyllis.
1972.
Yes.
So they have had more than enough time to do what they should do. And they haven't done it. So the time has come now for us to make the change. We speak about agriculture.
Yes.
Our General Secretary was there a couple of months ago talking to over 200 farmers that came out to hear about how the agricultural development fund is going to benefit. But we're talking about the storage, we're talking about the farm roads, we're talking about export. Because our farmers can really make real. The fact is that we don't have no water. I personally think that Northeast St. Catherine have some of the worst roads. Other people claiming it, but trust me, I would like you to come on a journey with us one of these days for us to show you how bad the road is.
Day before the end of
I hope so. To be the real change. People, Phyllis Mitchell is the mother of Northeast. When I walk, people say, look for Phyllis Mitchell's daughter.
Wow.
They see her in me. They see that we can bring back the glory days. And I say to them every day when I'm walking, I say, look here, man, look how much chance you give them. And they not do nothing with it. Time come for a better Northeast St. Catherine. And I know of a fact that I am going to do that when I'm there.
blessings. I don't need to talk to the minister. He was very... The minister last night spoke in plan. I think I need to find the connection boss. I need to find the connection boss because Wagwan in Jamaica right now, we hear that JPS license not going to be renewed, but we don't know what the plan is from such man. Philip Powell, are they waiting on you to give them the prescription?
Well, you know, I was the one who terminated and had a new license for Cape Town Wireless in 1999. So when I was dissatisfied with that license, I didn't change it.
Yes.
After 9 years, they're just realizing that there are issues with the license. And it's just because of election. The fact is that...
So it's a political ploy.
The fact is that the price of electricity has almost doubled since we left office in 2016. With the same license. In 2015, I amended the license.
Yes.
Because there were certain things I wanted to see happen for the country. And it was amended. So there's nothing that could prevent the minister if he feels that today changes need to happen. As I mentioned earlier, when in 1999 we had another 48 years to run on the Cape Town Wireless license, we intervened and that license was terminated.
Yes.
And we were able to come away with full competition. There are some policy measures that we have proposed in relation to how JPS operates. But the real reason for the increase in electricity is not so much the JPS license.
Yes.
Bad
management
policy of the government.
Yes.
Because if they had continued the work that we did to diversify energy sources, so that by 2016 we had 6% LNG. We had started with renewables, down to 12.5%. We're still at 12.5% renewables.
So nothing has been done.
Nothing has happened
because
and that is where you can get the real reduction in the price of electricity. There's an era that has plagued us for many years, and I put up that in Parliament 3 years now, which is the issue of electricity theft. 20% of your bill that you pay every month has to do with the theft of electricity. And we put a plan forward. So what happened under them, when we get into office, we're going to deal with it.
So September, there shall be a new electricity plan from Philip Powell, Minister of Energy and
Science. You'll see it in our manifesto, but the Jamaica cannot continue at this high price of electricity. That's what the reason why we haven't got any growth in our economy.
No growth.
No growth.
Alright, I think we need to do an interview about the state of electricity before the end of July. So I'll leave you to clear your schedule, sir.
Very well.
And we'll talk. So come to the young people. I have to go to water because Ecoy coliform is a new thing under this government.
Embarrassing.
Ecoy coliform is a new thing under this government. Ian Hills, how you plan to fix the messy water affairs under the Holdings administration?
I think first things first. I think we want every Jamaican to stop taking a shower in bad pan and to stop buying truck water. I think that's the two most important things. And how we're going to do that going forward is, yeah, over 200 plus treatment plants across the country, that they are not connected, interconnected to each other. And that proves a problem.
Yes.
So when it's not supply and demand. But overall, though, I think when you look across the country, if you ask yourself the question, if Jamaica is really the country of wood and water, we are. It's how to get the water to you. And I think under the plan of the People's National Party, we have to create fiscal space so that we can give you more water. We have more money to buy more pipelines to give you water.
Yes.
That's one of the things we're going to do. I think one of the things that the government is doing since the election season has heated up is basically running all these pipelines across the country without water. And I just want to say to the people of Jamaica, help is under the way from the next People's National Party government. We believe also that for the Jamaicans that live in informal settlements across the country, close to 800,000, the requirement for getting water, the amount of things you have to come up with to get water.
So you're going to simplify it.
And all of that. We're going to simplify it and ensure it that you can get the water in your pipe. So we believe that. We don't believe that we're going to give it a water tank as the government is giving out over 50,000 water tanks across the country. And the majority of Jamaicans who really need the water tank isn't getting the water tank. But we believe if we give you the water tank, we must give you the pipe water in your home also, and also that you can do rainwater harvesting. So we look forward to serving the country and the
So there is a detailed water plan in the manifesto.
There is a detailed water plan in the manifesto. Look forward to it.
I'm looking forward to that. The man who's going to assist in fixing security in this country through some serious social transformation programs.
All right. The ruling is already trying to take credit for the reduction in crime that we're having in the country, but they have no such claim of right. If the People's National Party did not push them off the draconian state of emergency strategy under Anthony Anderson, probably we couldn't be having this road tour right now because there's some kind of state of emergency. But it doesn't stop there, you know, because at the same time, when the police announced the reduction in murders, they announced the uptick in mass shooting, and that impacts the fear of crime. So the team led by Comrade Bunting with me on that team, we are going to address the fear of crime in our country. We are going to ensure that we have a fully motivated police force. Because right now...
So the police are going to get a solid partner.
Yes, man. And
overtime.
Yes. The vex overtime issue that has been going on for over 3 years now has not yet been settled. The police should be getting some retroactive increment payment that has not even been settled.
Yes.
They have asked for 5 measly ambulances to help in their welfare activities and moving police to and from different places in an efficient manner. Not even that they have got after being promised by the Minister of National Security. So we have the team that is going to make a marked difference where this is concerned.
So you're going to say you're going to rescue security.
Straight up.
That sounds like a solid plan.
Yes.
Dr. Dawes, up till yesterday, another baby and a mother at Victoria Jubilee Hospital died.
Really?
Another mother called out crying that her daughter went in on Monday, and yesterday, Wednesday, after the C-section, septic shock again. Are you going to open an inquiry into the hospitals when you're Minister of Health?
It's, you know, first, I must express condolences.
Ready now? Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Firstly, I must offer my condolences to the grieving mother and family, as well as the other families who have lost their loved ones, their babies, as a result of the inadequacies in the system, because that's exactly where it is. I don't buy that explanation that these babies are dying because they are premature weight. They are admitted in ICU because they are a lot of the information is there. It's just the political will to make the differences. For example, with respect to the nursery,
where we are seeing these outbreaks, and outside of the outbreaks, we're seeing babies dying in large numbers. PAHO did a comprehensive report. We know exactly what needs to be done. We are short-staffed. The staff does not have the tools that they need.
The resources.
The resources. A simple thing like a portable X-ray. You cannot have a special care nursery with sick babies, and you have to be wheeling them across corridors in the home here to go to KPH to have an X-ray done. You must have a portable X-ray so that you can make timely diagnoses and initiate treatment and look for complications when they arise. You need proper nutrition. You need proper spacing of the baby so you don't have overcrowding.
Yes.
Something as basic. We know the solution to overcrowding. Have another special care nursery at Bustamante Hospital for Children. In 9 years, they have not done that. Even though they were highly critical of what happened
in the previous administration.
But to speak of that now is to invite the commentary and the concern that we're politicizing the issue. But they had 9 years to develop a special care nursery at Bustamante, as well as an ICU for these babies, and they did not do that. This is something that we need to fix immediately. Cornwall as well. We need to get up and running as soon as possible. And if we do that, we will solve a lot of these problems. We don't need an inquiry. The facts are there. What happens is that where they are prioritizing optics over outcomes, ribbon cuttings rather than expansion and maintenance of services.
So, how you plan to sort out healthcare? Because with the crisis healthcare is in, sometimes you yourself don't wonder how you're going to fix it.
It's a collaborative effort, and the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mark Bolo,
will give you the resources.
I think he has a special place coming from a strong family history of doctors in his family. Going back 3 generations, he told me his father was a giant in medicine and revolutionized orthopedic care and special care in Jamaica, special needs care in Jamaica.
Yes.
And I think he has that passion and drive, and I think the cabinet is going to be one that is so inclined to stop this. Call it an apartheid in medicine where they have money, you can pay for everything privately, but the public. This is the last frontier of inequality. I'd say this along with education that the BNP needs to fight, and I think we're all united around that effort. So it's not going to be a me effort, it is going to be a collective effort of the party and the next government.
Well, Dr. Dawes, you know you're a resident and partner to us, so we'll need for to stay along with you today.
Still waiting on my Timons.
They're the host. The beauty queen, the singing queen. The singing queen.
up this town and not obey. You heard from the General Secretary some of the plans that we have. We want to ease the pressure off of the people, man. So we have the food program for the schools. We're going to be spending the money amongst the farmers so that the farmers can help feed the children in school who need help. $9 billion a year we're putting for that. We have the right program. The right program is a program where we spend the money, $1.9 billion a year, with the taximen and the busmen to carry the children to school and back so that the parents don't have to find that money. We want to roll it out with 20,000 children per day, every school day. And as the economy improves, we'll increase that number. So don't make Darrell Vance fool with him 100-year-old bus, because we know that can't do the work. We have in the housing area some important programs, including the rent-to-own program, because we know many people can't produce a payslip to prove their income and get a mortgage because they're self-employed and they're hustling, hairdressing, taxi driver, barbering, cook shop owner, whatever it may be. So we will allow you to go into possession of the house that you hold to own, and you will go in as a tenant, and you will pay rent equal to the monthly payment of the mortgage. And if you can maintain the payments for a reasonable period of time, we have in mind your 6 months initially, then we'll say, okay, you have proved your income, you don't need a payslip, you qualify for the mortgage, you can draw down the loan and move from being a tenant to an owner of your own door key under the People's National Party.
We as a country, we deserve better. And so now my time done and better must come. Better must come for our farmers in St. Mary. Just as well a PNP government put in place a national health fund so that we can build it, the health product across Jamaica. Just as well we put in place a tourism enhancement fund so we can build out the tourism product in Jamaica. When the PNP get back to office, we are going to put in place an agriculture development fund so farmers can get a fair deal and live a better quality of life.
As we march, and it is a war, we are in a PR war, because they want us to not believe what we see, not believe what we hear. They believe in optics over outcomes. The PNP believes in outcomes over optics for healthcare. What that means is less ribbon cutting. It means St. Mary will have its own CT scan machine. It means that you don't go to a hospital and cannot get surgery. They're going to send you to St. Anne's-Bay Hospital. It means that clinics that function. It means that any hospital that broke down, we are going to build back. We are going to build back better than before. Because we, the People's National Party, believes in outcomes over optics. We know that Belfield done, we done. And we know that Cafferton done, we done. We have 3 constituencies in St. Mary. You have Western, you have Southeast, and you have Central. And by any economic analysis, any economic data you use, Southeast St. Mary is at the back of the line. The prosperity that was promised by Norman, Donna, and Johannes has not reached the Southeast St. Mary. Only a few of them are benefiting. Only one set of people are benefiting. Our communities are dwindling. If you go to Long Road, if you go to Rosemount, if you go to Pleasant Hill, if you go to Boxers Mountain, people are leaving.
We are going with poverty. We are going with corruption. We are going with a system that holds the people back, who is liberating. That is our mission from 1938 straight through. At different times we must approach it differently depending on the circumstances, the objective conditions, as I've heard it called. But whatever it is the same story. We want life to be better for all Jamaicans. Life come for a better life.
It run water like sieve. Right in the middle of the road. We have a sanitary convenience without doors. So when the children and the people pass, they can see everybody or see the men standing, urinating. Nothing happening in this constituency. All of a sudden, we see the lady moving around, patching here and patching there. When the first rain come, it will be gone because there's no drain cleaning taking place. We have had inside of this constituency, we are looking at our youths. Comrade leader, we had 6 youth centers brought here by Comrade Buck.
Oh yeah.
And all at this time, there is not one youth center left.
Yeah.
All of them locked down. 150 computers gone. Who is she working for? It is certainly not for you. It is certainly not the youths. I'm going to end my remarks by saying to you again, my leader, it is a pleasure to have you here. And I know West Rural is going to deliver up this seat. What we say, time come, time come, time come. Thank you.
Western Sydney, the band is here. The Baroni with the barcode himself. Time come, Western.
And what they say we are, one minute short, Lord Jesus. Mind your phone, drop out. Mind your phone, drop out. Me I say mind your phone, drop out. You know, some left the light. You alright?
members of Million down the end. Marley, yeah, right on the end. I'm like some party said, they want me like the gold side, the private side, where I think that, You're not tired?
I am exhausted.
So all your face which is upon money.
Jesus, it's the goodness of the Lord. It's the goodness of the Lord that's washing over me. I don't know.
Your face just
It
extra.
still look good still?
Yeah. Your face on fleek like you have a powder room.
It's so James.
The queen of the south.
That's she and the
I can imagine how you're going to mash up tomorrow.
Oh my God. Tomorrow in the South Six, in the Sunshine Square, Sunshine Square. Come on now. So all the leader is going to be there. The general secretary, all the leadership, the party that you want to see from your 5 candidates from St. James. Janice, Rochelle, Alan, Andre, and of course the Queen of the South.
Yes.
We're going to be there. Let's rally because we're good on fire comrades. And we're going to
marching on the protest. All right, awesomeness. Comrade.
Big up Northeast Center. Big up. We're going to come out from Fort Town. Straight on.
No. Sorry.
He said, we are not process. He said, we are not process. We are not process. That's right. When someone comments, we didn't know. You want to compete. Or who I'm calling now. We're committed with consonant. We're absolutely determined to build up everybody's decency and sharing with each other. Hello, comments. Ladies and gentlemen, because I need it in the House of Representatives with me all the time. Come on, thank you for support every time. Thank you very much for the panels and we are getting down to 4 months welcome.
Give me some of them now. Give me some of them. Pull it. I'm going to do something.
Yeah, we're better.
Let's keep the pressure.
Yeah, let's keep that.
Bless you. Alright, here. Bless you. One big meeting at Palmont. Hello, Mama Pin training. Remember, say me done. I want me to call you again.
Fire Mama. Everybody on the
Fire Mama. Hey. So we're finished now. We're wrapping. We're heading to Palmont for the mass meeting with Paul Patmore in Palmont. Play back some music. I get food now. I'm gonna try to eat some food. Where's Courtney, Lord Jesus?
Alright. Partner draw. Andre. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. With the 2 for the rat them. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap. Set a rat trap with the 2 for.
Heat life.
Yes, comrades! Youth and youth! That's how we come. Yeah, guys. We We're in a Duncan's right now. We're in Duncan's Sulani. Time. Look on PNP. Look on PNP people. Lord God, Lord God, Lord God. Yes, woman. Yes, woman.
Honey. Funny. Yes. And we are going to do the numbers. Yes. And we love mathematics. Yes. And we love mathematics. Yes. 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 One more. Yes. One Jefferson. Yes. Yes. I'm going to show them your time. Yes. I am right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yeah.
You're not tired. You're not tired. Nice. Partner John there. I'm good.
Follow the commands of the police officers. Please do watch the road. Everyone watch the road. Follow the command of the police officers. There's a quick time to the guns.
Mind your phone, drop out. And what they say we are. Why make short? Lord Jesus. Mind your phone, drop out. Mind your phone, drop out. You know some left the light. Alright? Members are million down the end. Marley, yeah, right on the end. I'm like some party said, they want me like the gold side, the private side, where are the side? You're not tired?
I am exhausted.
So all your face which is a money.
Jesus, it's the goodness of the Lord. It's the goodness of the Lord that's washing over me. I don't know.
Your face just extra.
You look good still?
Yeah. Your face on fleek like you have a powder room.
You're so sensitive.
The queen of the sun. Wow. What has been your most favorite part of the tour? What has been your most favorite part of the tour? What has been your most favorite part of the tour, Jamaica? What do you think, Spoon? What has been your most favorite part of the tour? St. Mary. The bus interviews.
Word of appreciation and love and admiration through your candidate. This young man, when he came to see me and said he wanted to represent the people of Western St. Mary, I was so happy because I knew he was a man who could deliver the constituency out of what bondage that it has been under the Jamaica Labour Party for so long. Comrades, we are the party of upward mobility. We are the party that wants to see people move up in life. That is why we have the First in Family program, of which he spoke. Formulated by Comrade Dana Cromwell back in 2018, it was in the PNP manifesto of 2020, and we intend to deliver it when we form government in 2025. If you are the first person in your family to have qualified for a university or college, the People's National Party will give you a full scholarship to attend university or college. We believe in education as the antidote to poverty. We understand that if people can move up through the system in that way, they will help their families move up also, and we will avoid intergenerational poverty. And that is why we're also going to focus on the Student Loan Bureau, to make it less frightening and intimidating for children to borrow, students to borrow money, especially students from low-income families. So we are going to fix the monthly payment when you borrow the student loan at a percentage of your income, so that you can manage your life while you manage paying that loan. And if at any time you fall into hard times, you fall into unemployment, we will suspend the payments for that period where you're out of work, so it doesn't match up your credit, and you can tap those payments onto the back end of the loan without any penalties or adverse interest. And if you're in arrears right now, we will give you amnesty and waive the penalties and waive the arrears interest and say, bring your principal current so you can get back into good standing. We're thinking about the people.
Comrades, friends, citizens of this town, and not obey. You've heard from the General Secretary some of the plans that we have. We want to ease the pressure off of the people, man. So we have the food program for the schools. We're going to be spending the money amongst the farmers, so that the farmers can help feed the children in school who need help. $9 billion a year we're putting for that. We have the right program. The right program is a program where we spend the money, $1.9 billion a year, with the taximen and the busmen to carry the children to school and back, so that the parents don't have to find that money. We want to roll it out with 20,000 children per day, every school day. And as the economy improves, we'll increase that number. So don't make Darryl Vance fool with him 100-year-old bus, because we know that can't do the work. We have in the housing area some important programs, including the rent-to-own program, because we know many people can't produce a payslip to prove their income and get a mortgage, because they're self-employed and they're hustling, hairdressing, taxi driver, barbering, cook shop owner, whatever it may be. So we will allow you to go into possession of the house that you ought to own. And you will go in as a tenant, and you will pay rent equal to the monthly payment of the mortgage. And if you can maintain the payments for a reasonable period of time, we have in mind just 6 months initially, then we'll say, okay, you have proved your income, you don't need a payslip. You qualify for the mortgage, you can draw down the loan and move from being a tenant to an owner of your own door key under the People's National Party.
We as a country, we deserve better. I said now my time done and better must come. Better must come for our farmers in February. Just as well a PNP government put in place a national health fund so that we can build it the health product across Jamaica. Just as how we put in place a tourism enhancement fund so we can build out the tourism product in Jamaica. When the PNP get back to office, we are going to put in place an agriculture development fund so farmers can get a fair deal and live a better quality of life.
As we march, and it is a war, we are in a PR war, because they want us to not believe what we see, not believe what we hear. They believe in optics over outcomes. The PNP believes in outcomes over optics for healthcare. What that means is less ribbon cutting. It means St. Mary will have its own CT scan machine. It means that you don't go to a hospital and cannot get surgery. They're going to send you to St. Anne's-Bay Hospital. It means that clinics that function. It means that any hospital that break down, we are going to build back. We are going to build back better than before. Because we, the People's National Party, believes in outcomes over optics. We know that Belfield done, we done. And we know that Capital done, we done. We have 3 constituencies in St. Mary. You have Western, you have Southeast, and you have Central. And by any economic analysis, any economic data you use, Southeast St. Mary is at the back of the line. The prosperity that was promised by Norman, Donna, and Johannes has not reached Southeast St. Mary. Only a few of them are benefiting. Only one set of people are benefiting. Our communities are dwindling. If you go to Long Road, if you go to Rosemount, if you go to Pleasant Hill, if you go to Boxers Mountain, people are leaving.
We are at war with poverty. We are at war with corruption. We are at war with a system that holds the people back, brutally liberating. That is our mission from 1938 straight through. At different times we must approach it differently depending on the circumstances. The objective conditions, as I've heard it called. But whatever it is the same story. We want life to be better for all Jamaicans. Time come for a better life.
It run water like sieve. Right in the middle of the road. We have a sanitary convenience without doors. So when the children and the people pass, they can see everybody or see the men standing, urinating. Nothing happening in this constituency. All of a sudden, we see the lady moving around, patching here and patching there. When the first rain come, it will be gone because there's no drain cleaning taking place. We have had inside of this constituency, we are looking at our youths. Comrade leader, we had 6 youth centers brought here by Comrade Buck. And all at this time, there is not one youth center left. All of them locked down. 150 computers gone. Who is she working for? It is certainly not for you. It is certainly not the youths. I'm going to end my remarks by saying to you again, my leader, it is a pleasure to have you here. And I know West Rural is going to deliver up this seat. What we say, time come, time come, time come. Thank you.
Western St. Mary, everybody is here. Everybody running with the ball holding himself. Time come, Western. Time come.
Is that on? Microphone check 1, 2. System check 1, 2. Come on, Mr. Engineer. Fix the mic, fix the mic. Mr. Engineer, fix the mic. System check 1, 2. It take over mic. System check 1, 2. Clear sound. Mash up the mic. Yeah, covered. Alright. Love, the word is love, man. The word is love. The word is love. Come. You're a comrade for life, so bounce it. So system check 1, 2. Coming straight out of Falmouth Water Square. This
I think I'm so busy to be chairman because when I'm chairman I'm making big money and bigger money than university here. Comrades, the tailors, the nurses, the plumbers are making bigger money than the Ghanaians. So our finance, their business to be real chairman and make money in Jamaica. Comrades and youths, if you drop out of school because of pregnancy and any other form, fight or whatever to go to school life. From second chance initiative, they're going to send up to school, pay for the subject, and pay for the business so you can grow your family and build a better Jamaica for you. Social justice champion, a legal luminaire, a successful businessman, a caring man, a family man, the leader of the People's National Party, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, the French champion, Mark Jefferson Bailey. What town you looking good? All of the people from Western St. Mary, Stewart Town and its environs who are here. Lovely to see you. You're looking beautiful. Big up on yourself. Comrade, I want to say a special word of appreciation and love and admiration through your candidate. This young man, when he came to see me and said he wanted to represent the people of Western St. Mary, I was so happy because I knew he was a man who could deliver the constituency out of what bondage that it has been under the Jamaica Labour Party for so long. Comrades, we are the party of upward mobility. We are the party that wants to see people move up in life. That is why we have the First in Family program of which he spoke. Formulated by Comrade Dana Cromat back in 2018, it was in the PNP manifesto of 2020, and we intend to deliver it when we form government in 2025. If you are the first person in your family to have qualified for university or college, the People's National Party will give you a full scholarship to attend university or college. We believe in education as the antidote to poverty. We understand that if people can move up through the system in that way, they will help their families move up also, and we will avoid intergenerational poverty. And that is why we're also going to focus on the Student Loan Bureau, to make it less frightening and intimidating for children to borrow, students to borrow money, especially students from low-income families. So we are going to fix the monthly payment when you borrow the student loan at a percentage of your income, so that you can manage your life while you manage paying that loan. And if at any time you fall into hard times, you fall into unemployment, we will suspend the payments for that period where you're out of work, so it doesn't mash up your credit, and you can tack those payments onto the back end of the loan without any penalties or adverse interest. And if you're in arrears right now, we will give you amnesty and waive the penalties and waive the arrears interest.
Titan as it is. No way the ship must be coming in. The ship, let me pronounce my words carefully, Mr. D'Souza. There's no way the ship should be coming right next door to us. I will now see not even 10 spots in the water square. What can go so? When the Honorable Percival James Patterson conceptualized the bill that cruise ship port, it was a gift to the people of Trelawney that they can empower themselves economically. But look what going on. We are mere spectators to the ship that come into town. Yes. Comrade for life. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Music. Keep the music playing. Dance up, my boy. Dance up. Dance up. Dance up. Dance up. Dance. 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 So, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure. And every time you go to national conference and all the conferences across Jamaica, this is the PNP orator. This is the man that is a rising star out of Manchester, coming out of PNP dynasty. Comrades of Trelawney, comrades from across near and far, join me in welcoming Super Mario! Northern Trelawney. We are here. Put your fist in the air. Put your fist in the air. Where the from?
My kingdom come on earth.
Water Square.
And will be done on
Northern Trelawney.
all the way.
Yeah, man, let them know. You think they see people here? Come on, Square. Oh, yeah! Anybody we have a Rasta down here where we have a trim?
That is funny, honey. That's funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
Time come. Some are got charged for corruption. Oh yes.
Why, Bolo?
Some are got charged for corruption. Oh yes.
My name is... Hold on. Let me see if I have something for you. Check. My name is Councillor Mario Mitchell from the great PNP Belfield Division in Central Manchester. I'm in Naval String Cut Pan PNP. Because when me I go to school, I used to come to some meeting right here, so. In a Desmond Leakey time. In a Patrick Harris time. In a Patrick Hawkins time. When God a mayor. So, me not just come in a PNP business. I mean I tell you to say, this is our territory. So anybody we are squat in our territory, you better pack up, you better trim, because we're not leaving no stone unturned. Wickham McNeil will be the next member of parliament. I want you to play rooted and grounded for me. This is a PNP place. Ball out! Whoa! We need help, Jesus!
Time come. Some are got charged for corruption. Oh yes.
Big up the government. Respect. The
truth is just the truth. I have to respect it. Our country now run right. Our country now run right. All who believe me must have to blow. It's nothing. It's not nice, not puffy.
What can go so? Emotion, so we can prosper.
So there's a gonna, and I'm just touching quickly on those things. I mean, there's a lot. I could speak on every area if I needed to. Agriculture.
No, Admiral Bailey, so we have got
essentially we have a very difficult task.
No, you find one Admiral Bailey, so we have got
I don't know what
before you find
we're going to be.
Remember, say labor right and wicked not true. Remember, your granny tell you say labor right a thief and wicked not true. When PMP was in government, when we left government in 2016, one bread in a supermarket was $150. Lord Jesus. Water Square, are you ready to welcome Jamaica's next Prime Minister, the President of the People's National Party, Comrade Mark Jefferson Dowling, next Prime Minister of Jamaica in Falmouth, Water Square. Make way and welcome the next Prime Minister by September morning, Comrade Mark Jefferson Dowling.
I'm going to come here, I couldn't make no money.
Him that.
What is on your Mr. Bailey? Sure, man. Take your time, man. So are you what?
Funny, honey. That's funny. That is funny, honey. Oh my God, that is funny.
And all the comrades on the stage. Yes, you want that you are playing for tonight. The Gen Sex say want blood and fire. Comrade Wickham McNeil, your next member of parliament, is here. Comrade Angela Brownberg, the chairman of our party, is here. Comrade Dr. David Campbell, General Secretary, is here. Comrade Peter Mercat Bunting is here. Comrade Philip Orwell is here. Comrade Julian Robinson is here. Comrade Anthony Hilton, legal advisor, is here. Comrade Vice President, hold on, go lower. Comrade Vice President Ian Hales is here. Comrade Nikisha Birchall, Deputy General Secretary, is here. Comrade Natalie Nita Garvey is also here.
We're ready, never ready, we're ready, never ready, we're ready, never ready, never ready, the people never ready, we're ready, never ready, we're ready, never ready, we're ready, never ready, we're ready. Whoa! Look at the people raising up, the whole Jamaica waking up. Get ready for going to the man with passion and a purpose. From Kingston straight to go, I'm not holding them slow. Get ready to make up a new way, go! The entire Jamaica know, holding on the best and it's true. When Golden step on the road, the people are really still up. Oh, so let me see your hands up, so every Jamaican put your hands up, so time come that we know on your man set for holding your
Hold on, DJ. Hold on, please. We want to pick up all the comrades who are here. I see Comrade Deputy General Secretary, Comrade Skeffrey, Comrade Dr. Dawes has joined us. All the other candidates who are here, I see Comrade Omar Woodbine also on the stage. But comrades, we are about to start. We have been on the road all day from 9 o'clock this morning in Kingston. And I'm going to go now to the first speaker here tonight. From the neighboring parish of St. James, a young lady creating PNP waves in southern St. James. Please to make welcome. Yeah, man. Before we call up the next speaker, Comrade Wickham McNeil and the team from Northern Trelawney. Big up, big up, big up. And you know why I say that? Them other people over Wakefield and nobody know over there. So I say now, the next member of parliament for St. James Southern, please to make welcome right here in Water Square, Comrade Nikita Burchell, the first speaker.
Water Square! Time come! Power to the people! Listen to me now. 3 minutes them give me. So I'm gonna quickly get out of here. I am your neighbor from up in Liberty, where we join up the sound of Liberty. Right, that's where you come from. Listen to me. South St. James is coming back for the People's National Party. And I want you to ensure that I don't walk alone, that you give us Wickham, the doctor, to walk with us back to God House. I am so proud to be a part of a People's National Party that values young people. You think say me could have asked JLP if he run and then give me a chance? After me have no big name, I mean I know nobody in a high office. Comrades, the time has come. If you could have come with us this morning, you see, when we start at Kingston and I come all the way, let me tell you, this feels like 2011. Time come again for the People's National Party. But I want to tell you that the Jamaica Labour Party does not value young people. They have cut out all the programs that the PNP instituted for young people. But when we get back to office, we are going to ensure that Trelawney, which had the first piped water in the Western Hemisphere before big America, will get the recognition it deserves. Mark Jefferson Golden is going to ensure that $1 billion is invested in our young people. In our young people who want to be an artist and bust a tune. In our young people who want to create them fashion and sell it to the world. In our young people who know that them have talent, but they've been neglected every year. $1 billion, $1 billion will be invested in you every single year. That's the PNP's promise. In Jamaica, you might be a good youth, but you don't have the opportunity to really invest in what you want to do. The PNP is going to ensure that in every high school there will be a vocational lab. So your picnic can decide from early, say him want go into this a skill. You know, if you wait till him done for decide if you want go hard. We're going to ensure that they can study right in high school and get level 4 certification to start their dream early. PNP are going to do that. want to say quickly that this party love woman. Some party no believe in a woman power. Them no believe in a woman power. We have 22 women. 22 women representing the PNP in the next general election. Some party don't know about that. And the JLP, they don't like that. So they are attacking the women, the young women in every constituency where we have decided that we want to represent the people. Some big strong back labor right man, I bully the woman them, and I tell them so they can't run, and I tear down with poster and have man a follow we, but they know say we are blood and fire, comrades, and we not afraid of no boy, no girl, no day, nowhere. Power to the people.
Let me tell you now. The PNP is fielding a cadre of bright, competent, hard-working candidates who are going to form the next government. We are a team that will stand behind our next Prime Minister, Mark Jefferson Golden, when he takes the helm of government. And I want to bring to you one of the 22 women who will be representing the PNP in this next election. Out of Southwest St. Anne, a beautiful princess, with a gift of youth and competence and brilliance and commitment. Trelawney, welcome, Comrade Danishka Williams.
Mark Golden. No, you know nothing with you. If you're not saying no.
Comrades of North Trelawney, Wagwan. Let me observe all the protocols, but a very special big up to the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mark Jefferson Golden. And we couldn't be in North Trelawney and don't big up the next Member of Parliament, Dr. Wickham McNeil. Comrades, I bring you greetings from Southwest St. Anne, a place that has been neglected for 9 years, and I am here to show them that time come for better. In Southwest St. Anne, we have a gentleman up there who he has not seen the people or the constituency since he was elected 9 years ago. Him don't go back on the ground. In December, when I was announced as a candidate, the gentleman said, "Cho, now go up on the ground." January, ma run up and down. February, everybody, ask everybody who are black tongue. Fire there, must tail. I know he thought it was cool breeze. Comrades, we are applying the pressure because if I don't know nothing else, I know time come. We are on the road and in every crevice and every corner of my constituency, just like yours, the people are signaling that they are ready for change in their constituencies. They are ready for a leader who they know they can trust, not just at the constituency level, but they are also ready for a Prime Minister who they know will deliver real and true change for the people of Jamaica who deserve better. Comrades, when I represent
represent my constituents. It is not just the young people, it is not just the women, it is specifically the farmers. And we are ready for a government who is going to put farmers first, comrades, because it is the farmers that feed the nation, and we are importing way more than we need to. So we are ready for a government who is going to put the farmers first, and that government is the People's National Party. I saw a video last week with Dr. McNeil walking around trying to find the water in North Trelawney. My constituents in Southwest Centan have no water, and we are here to show them that the time has come for water in Southwest Centan as it has come for that in North Trelawney. Comrades, my students in Southwest Centan, we have 2 high schools. When they leave high school, they have to leave the constituency to find the next path, because we had Hart when Walford was MP, but the current guy removed it. I am here to let them know that we are not just bringing Hart, we are finding other ways to ensure that you can be certified and that the young people can figure out the next path so that they can move upwards to progress. Comrades, we're here representing a constituency. Comrades, we are representing the people, and we are sure that there is no other party to lead you forward than the People's National Party, than with Mark Golding as our next Prime Minister of Jamaica. Comrades, the word is love.
Comrades, PMP something nice. PMP something always nice. PMP something nice, bad. So comrades, from Southwest St. Anne, I traveling to East Kingston and Port Royal to a man who is the connection boss, a man who make you can use one cell phone and call the next cell phone and say hello. The real Energizer Bunny, the man of energy. Trelawney, welcome. Member of Parliament and next Minister of Energy, Comrade Philip Fiani Palwell.
Make sure you hear me. Lord of mercy, hey, Lord of His mercy, Lord of mercy. Good evening, Falmouth nice tonight. Let me hail up the party leader, the next member of Parliament, Wickham, and all the leadership on the platform. It's good to be back in this wonderful peace.
Time come. Some are got charged for corruption. Oh yes.
your PNP government today understand the importance of energy, food and run. All around the sea across Jamaica, left and right, solar panels across the road. We're going to make sure that you can generate your own electricity.
Understand the
And when you're done,
importance of solar energy. Your PNP government today understands the importance of energy using the sun. So we're going to see across Jamaica, length and breadth, solar panels across the road. We're going to make sure that you can generate your own electricity. And when you're done, you can sell electricity to the grid. So we want to give you electric power in your hands so that you can determine your destiny in terms of energy. So that is one way of bringing down the cost of living. That is one way to get our economy to grow. And comrades, on the campaign trail, we are going to be rolling out for you the other steps to get our economy to grow. I want to big up Mark Golden. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I have been a member of the parliament for 30 years. I look young still, but at 30 years, but they're there. And I have never met a more qualified, a more diligent, a more proficient lawmaker in the history of Jamaica like Mark Golden. And when many of us last week weren't paying attention, Mark was paying attention because he recognized the importance of people who do Airbnb, and he was able to save the day last week for those persons involved in Airbnb. So big up the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Falmouth. Good to be here. Love you. One love. Blood and fire coverage.
March, we are march, 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 we are march.
Comrades of Trelawney, how you doing? Comrades, as one who has inherited a constituency from Sister P, I want to start by saying that when I look out here tonight, I know that she is pleased with Trelawney, because you and I know that this is a fair place to the truth. Yes.
Show this.
I wonder if God is...
Yes. Comrades, tonight you have sent a message loud and clear to everyone that PNP is back in town. And what that means, Comrade McNeil, we are clear that whenever they decide to call it, we know what the results will be, because time, them are going to get a beaten. Them have to get a beaten. Comrades, it is clear that time come for a better life for all of you in Trelawney. So hear what I come to say tonight now. Having recognized that, I feel good standing here because I realize that you have come out to send a message loud and clear. And it has been received here. And I know it has been received elsewhere. Comrades, the People's National Party, led by a Mark Jefferson Golding, is clear, very, very clear, that education is going to be that ladder that is going to take many of us out of poverty. And because of that, Comrade Golding, as the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, has committed that he's going to start at the foundation with early childhood education to make sure that every one of you, with your child, your children, or your grandchildren, grandniece, nephew, whatever it is, that you will have in our early childhood institutions the resources that will help the teachers and the students to learn. The testing that is needed, so you know exactly what is needed to make sure that they will learn. Comrades, when we look at what is happening in our primary schools, we recognize that the problem doesn't start there, because too many of our children enter grade 1 not being prepared for grade 1. And so the first thing you have to do is to make sure that at the early childhood basic school level, when they leave, they are ready for primary school. Because if they are ready for primary school, if when they come to primary school, they can get at least one hot lunch free, because that is what Comrade Golding has promised to our students in our primary school. Then he's also going to make sure that the teachers are comfortable. He's also going to make sure that the resources, the testing, whatever the teachers need to teach, the testing, that too is done. What that means, comrades, is that no longer will we be looking at all 85% of our students who leave high school and are wondering what can they do, because the level of education doesn't take them far enough. We are going to make sure that every child who enters the system, when they leave, we have done what we need to do to ensure that they can take their place in society, that they will either be trained and have a skill, they will either be ready for university, or they will be ready to actually start their own business. Comrades, this is a big deal for you and your family and all of our children, because education is where it begins. And we believe any school you start in, wherever you are from, you're living, shouldn't determine the outcome of education and therefore the prospects of your life. Included in all of that, comrades, Mark Golding is going to make sure that when you open your mouth and talk like a Jamaican, you know that you are talking in an official language. And what that means is that all of our children, whether you talk patois or you talk the Queen's English, will feel that they are a Jamaican, worthy of all the policies being made by Mark Jefferson Golding, so that they can take their place in this Jamaica land we love. Comrades! You see the team? And the market here. You see the team?
Do the occasion, look at yourself and say you're strong. Oh yeah, guys, do the occasion. No one can stop you.
Let's show you the team, because Marky G must have a team, and a strong team, and our spokesperson on national security and next member of parliament for Southern Manchester, a real man, man of action, man of commitment, Comrade Peter Marcotte Bunte.
Comrades, Falmouth no normal this evening. Comrade leader, comrades all, I can say as a former General Secretary to to the current General Secretary tonight. Put North Trelawney firmly in the column of the People's National Party.
People smile when take my yes, I say no man.
Comrades, I have not seen this energy on the road for the People's National Party since 2011 when we gave them a landslide beating. And I feel them are going to get a worse beating this time around. Comrades, you know, just before I came up on the stage, somebody sent me a little clip. And it sounds like a man calling for a talk show. And the man say, look like PNP buy out Google. When you listen a little more, him say when him Google Andrew Onis, a pure scandal him find on Google. And when him Google Mark Jefferson Golden, him find a man clean as a whistle, clean hands and a pure heart. No, this is a man, Andrew Onis, year after year after year, cannot get his Integrity Commission returns certified. This is a man who year after year after year put in state of emergency. All it doing is causing traffic jam at Lilliput. We go to St. James. Totally ineffective. This was a man by used car for police to embarrass them out of road. And now we see him buy used school bus to go kill off with school picnic them.
Time come. Some are got charged for corruption. Oh yes.
When I look, Mrs. Social Media say if you take one off of the wharf, them have to use wrecker, take it off of the wharf. Anyhow you put school picnic at that and you send them up a Pusey Hill, Victoria Town, Cross Keys, you're begging for trouble as some old bus. But it's just a PR stunt because right now the labor ranks will promise anything. They will promise you everything. If Roger Clark was here, he would say they would, if you complain, say Falmouth hot, then we promise for air condition Falmouth. Last year, them promised you city in a Clarkstown. In a local government, you know, hear not more about that election run. And it's the same thing going to happen with all of them empty promises they're making. The one thing them think them can run on now, in the last 6 months, the murder rate has been coming down. And we say big up the police for the excellent job they have been doing. That is 6 months out of 10 years. Because when you look at the 10 years, more Jamaicans have been murdered under Andrew Honey's leadership in his 2 terms than under any other 2 terms in the history of Jamaica. That is not success. That is not success. So right now, comrades, I love the energy. I love the vibe. And I just want to carry this energy. They might try tire we out. They might try, them afraid to call it. Because them know the only 3rd term them going to have is the prison term. The prison term.
Not even the dogs that twist against the walls of Babylon shall escape the wrath I come to pour. And I shall burn them and burn them continuously, for they never cease to oppress the poor. And oh, please, my God, soldier.
And that is not a threat to anybody. That is a call for justice. The billions of dollars being stolen from school picnic, from sick children at Bustamante, all the billions stolen. Yet when the little man thief a few pada aki because him hungry from King's house, him have to go jail for a month. But all of those who stealing billions, them figure jail for a much longer time and wear short pants. So me no make no apology for that. Justice is what demands it. So comrades, right now, them trying everything. Them take unqualified man and put a FID so them can conduct a thorough investigation of Andrew Honey's suspicion of illicit enrichment. The investigation that was referred to them for illicit enrichment. So they're doing everything to destroy the institutions of government and the anti-corruption. So the only way we can ensure that we get the truth and we know how it really go is to make sure we change this wicked and corrupt government and put the only way we can get justice for taxpayers in this country is to ensure that we put a new government in Garden House and we put a new Prime Minister in Jamaica House, one with clean hands and a pure heart, and then we will find out the truth of what has been happening for the last 10 years. Comrades, one love, one heart.
March, we are march, 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 we are march, march, march.
Comrades, can you hear me? Comrades, I hear that Prime Minister Andrew Holness was going to the function up at Wakefield and drove past the venue because he didn't see anybody there. So he stopped and asked some people on the road, where are the people? And they said, everybody is in Falmouth Square waiting for the People's National Party.
March, march, we are march, march, march. Now we are marching on to progress. Time comes on the alarm. Now we don't care what the liberals say or what they say we are.
Comrades, make us big up our comrade leader, Mark Golding, and the members of the leadership on the platform. But I want to make a special announcement to my team because I work with a very solid team. And I want to big up my counselors, Comrade Faber Davis, Comrade Garth Wilkinson, Comrade Roydell Pete Hamilton, and the campaign manager, Comrade Dennis Meadows, because we work as a team and we're going to take it as a team.
march, 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 we are march, march, march. Now we are marching on to progress. Time comes on the alarm. Now we don't care what deliverance said.
Comrades, today, as I said earlier, Prime Minister Holness was in the constituency. I hear when he turned off the road and he was driving up to the function, when the car licked the first set of bump in the road and him bounce up and him head licked the car top, him say, but Tova, I thought you told me that you fixed the roads in the constituency. I want to go on, yes, sir.
That's
Comrades,
funny, honey.
on a serious note, Prime Minister Holness was here today commissioning or signing off one of the things them sign every day.
Oh my God.
You can hear me now?
Funny.
Yeah. He was here commissioning the North Coast Water Resilient Program. And I was listening keenly to it because you were talking about all the new pipes that were going to be laid and how much water was going to be delivered to Montego Bay or St. James and Westmoreland. But I want to tell you something. I have no problem with the North Coast Resilient Program. As you know, I've been calling for it. But I'm telling you, in phase 1, if they don't have the conditions in there to resolve the water problems that we have in North Trelawney, they're going to have problems with me. Because you cannot be developing all this water out of the source of Martha Bray. And the people in Bounty Hall or Danieltown or anywhere them don't have water, they must give water to North Trelawney. And I'm calling on the Prime Minister. I'm calling on the Prime Minister. Wheel and come again and look at the contract in phase 1 and make sure that water is provided for the people of Trelawney. So comrades, tonight we have a large string of people, but I want to tell you, time come in North Trelawney for proper roads. Time come for proper water. Time come for affordable housing. Time come for people to get the titles for their lands. Time come for a proper market. Time come for tourists to have policies that make them come off the ship so people can benefit from tourism. And time come for us to have linkages so our farmers can sell to the hotels and have a market and share in the tourism pie. So comrades, time come for good governance. And in closing, I want to say one thing to all of you. The last 2 weeks, for those of you that have been looking on TikTok, I have been searching Water Square, trying to find the statue of Usain Bolt. I've been trying to find a water fountain. I've been trying to find either little water because all I can see is cardboard. So comrades, I want you while you're here in your hundreds and thousands, help me to look for the monument for the historic Water Square because I'm offering a cash award for anybody who can find it here in Water Square. So comrades, one love, one heart. We are blood and fire, comrades. Respect you.
March, we are march, march, march. Now we are march.
Let's hold it. Comrade Dr. Wicker McNeil, you are going to be joining us on Duke Street where we march up together with the Prime Minister in front of we. You will be right beside me. because you are my rump on a long time. But only if you tell him, say, he make one mistake, look well. You don't have to worry about the water project. Because them now there, fi put in that the water project. A Prime Minister, Mark Jefferson Golden, I put in that the water project. And Jelani, I go get the water.
March, we are march, march, march. Now we are marching on to progress. Time comes on the alarm. Now we are here.
Comrades, we are a united party. And when the PMP is united, we cannot be defeated. When the PMP is united, we cannot be defeated. And we are led by a general, one general secretary of the People's National Party. And the next member of parliament coming out of Westmoreland. A trio out of Westmoreland we are take. We are take three out of St. Mary. And we are going for the two in a Trelawney too. Help me welcome our General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Champion, everybody wave on the right hand. Put up your fist, hey! Marky G, we don't know, so none of them not likely. See them all hype up, but that's still not slightly. Rolling up, cut and cut through because I love in our yard. And none of them can. Hey,
Is comrade leader, comrades all, greetings. I am not going to be long tonight. Tonight I am like John the Baptist. I am the forerunner for one who is to come after me, whose shoes I am not able to fill. And so tonight I just want to say to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, you can run, but you can't hide. Call the election, because anytime you call the election, him ever get a beating, him must get a beating, him has to get a beating.
March, 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 we are march, march, march. Now we are march.
Look for a nice song. We should have done for ER, done for iTunes and all of these places so people can hear it and get in the mood that they might try fight against. But later for them, because as the song say, we don't care what the Labourites say or what they say we are. I want you to get yourself ready to welcome a gentleman who a few years ago, when they were locking up poor people picnic for a little draw weed, he went to the parliament and he decriminalized marijuana personal use, so police can't haul and pull nobody for a little draw herb. Call me the ganja farmer. No, the person I'm bringing to you is a social justice champion. This party is founded on social justice. This party is founded on integrity. The person I'm bringing to you is clean as a whistle. He has clean hands and clean heart. He is certified. I want to bring to you a man that has been married to his wife for 30-odd years and still faithful. Every time him look at her, him still break out in a smile. I want to bring to you an equality champion, a caring leader, an economist, a legislator. Make welcome Mark Jefferson Golden.
Jamaica, time coming up, time come, the date has finally announced. Everybody come forth from Mark Golden. Big us up, for them.
so. Big us up. Fold your fist, wave your hand, big us up. Tight down, wave your hand, big us up. Big us up. Hey, the other day Mark Walker running all over town. Everybody come out and us.
Yeah, man. All right. Everything was out of sight. Comrade Chairman, comrades on the platform, workers, warriors, foot soldiers, supporters of the People's National Party here in Falmouth Square. PNP River, come down, bank to bank.
March, we are march. Now we are marching on to progress. Time comes, so we alarm. Now we don't care what the liberals say or what they say.
Yeah, man, it's so nice to be here in North Carolina, in Falmouth again. And it look beautiful, trust me. I love the vibes, I love the energy. This man, Dr. Wickham McNeil, your next member of parliament. When my father first came to Jamaica, 1953, him come on a boat. And the man who was at the wharf in Kingston to meet my father was this man's father, Dr. Wickham McNeil father, Dr. Ken McNeil. So me and him and our families go back a long way. And when I became party leader and I wanted to build back the unity in the party, I knew that I needed a man like Wickham McNeil upside me. Because what? He is a wise man. He's a cool head. He is an even-handed and fair person. And he's a man who's had experience in the cabinet, leading the tourism ministry with distinction. So when I was looking for a candidate here in North Carolina, and me and Dennis Meadows reason out the thing, I will say yes, Wickham McNeil, we say, and Dennis come on board, and Wickham step up to the plate. My heart was full, because I knew I was bringing a very good man, a champion, here to North Carolina to represent the people. You deserve the best. You deserve somebody who is going to be in the tourism ministry, running things, because tourism is a vital industry for Jamaica and for Trelawney. And I say to you, what you have now is not worthy of this great constituency. The People's National Party should be back in control of North Trelawney so we can do the right things by the people. You hear what the man say? They must start water project using the water sources of Trelawney, but they're not looking about the water problems in Trelawney. What can go so? That no right, that no fair. When we come to office, we have to deal with that issue. Because the people of Trelawney and North Trelawney and South Trelawney have been good. And have been good to the PNP in particular here, up in Falmouth and all over North Trelawney. So we must be good to you too. Comrades, the next PNP government has to focus on the real challenges facing the people. The challenges in education. One of the problems in education is absenteeism from school. The people them can't go to school every day because sometimes parents can't find lunch money or can't find the taxi fare or bus fare. So that is affecting the performance of the children in school, and it's affecting the productivity of the country and the country's future. So we have a positive program to deal with that. We are going to be providing a hot meal, a nutritious meal to every child who needs it in school, primary and secondary school. We're going to spend an additional $9 billion a year for the children of Jamaica. And who is going to get that money? The farmers of Jamaica will get that money, because we're going to be buying the produce from the farmers to feed the school children them. So it's a win-win project that is going to help to transform rural Jamaica and uplift the people. And the same philosophy penetrates the RIDE program, which is our subsidy to help children to get to school where their parents are struggling to pay the cost of transportation for the children. We're starting with 20,000 children. We're not bringing in a 100-old bus for trick the people and say them providing any kind of rural transportation for school children. Comrade Bunting don't talk about that already. Our program is going to provide a subsidy, money to support that cost for the parents. And it's the taxi man them going to get that money, and the bus man them, the money going to run through the economy. Another win-win situation, because we are check wisely. The People's National Party is about empowerment, growth and development of the people. We want the first and family scholarship. Any child who is the first child in that household, that family, to qualify for university or college will get a full scholarship under the People's National Party, the First in Family program. Why do we believe that's important? Because when that child gets that benefit, that child will help to bring up their brothers and sisters and save the family from poverty, and from poverty being handed down from generation to generation. We don't like them thing there. That is what we were. We were poverty. We were corruption. We were bad government. We love people. We don't fight against people, but we war against those bad things. In housing, we're going to have at least 500 housing units built in each constituency. We plan to build 50,000 housing units in the first 5 years of our government. We're going to find public lands that are not used for agriculture, not suitable for agriculture. And we've already begun to identify those lands. And we're going to make those lands available to the public housing institutions like the NHT and the HAJ. And we're going to make affordable houses are going to be built on those properties. And then when we sell those houses to the people, we're not going to charge them anything for the value of the land. So when you buy your house, you're going to get the value of the land free in the price of the house. You're going to be $2 to $3 million richer from this side in the same agreement. And if you can't find a deposit as a young person, which many young people can't find, we have our special young person deposit program where we're going to allocate $1 billion a year from the resources of the National Housing Trust. So that if you're a young person up to 35 and you've been contributing to the NHT for 2 years or more, you will be entitled to get a deposit grant, which you don't have to pay back, of $500,000 so you can become an owner of a house in the land of your birth. And we know that many people out there who are hustling money can't get a mortgage because they can't prove their income. They don't have a pay slip because they're self-employed, or they're employed to a small business that doesn't have a big accounts department to generate a pay slip. They might be a taxi driver, they might be a cosmetologist, a hairdresser, a barber, or just have a little food shop or a cook shop. We are going to say, you can come into ownership through being a tenant. We have the rent-to-own program for you. So you can't prove your income, that's not going to disqualify you. You can come into possession as a tenant, pay the rent which will be equal to the monthly mortgage, and if you satisfy those obligations and you make those payments for a reasonable period of time, we're talking about 6 months, you will qualify for the loan. You'll be treated as having proved that you can service the mortgage, you can draw down a loan, you can buy the house, and you move from being a tenant to an owner of a piece of the rock. And for all those people who are living on land that they don't have title to, and they've been there for decades, and they've built their houses on it and invested in it, but they don't have a title, we have the Porsche program. And we're going to provide titles. We're going to make sure that you can acquire the land for a very reasonable price, and you're going to get title for the land and become owners of the land. And for all those unfinished Operation Pride schemes around Jamaica, we're going to finish those Operation Pride schemes. We're going to complete the infrastructure, and we're going to make sure the people get them title, because we want to make owners and people who can enjoy a good quality of life. And the Porsche program, we're talking about removing zinc fence and building proper sidewalks for persons with disabilities so people can live in dignity in this country. But to do all of these things, we have to get rid of this corrupt and wicked government. We need a government of integrity, a government in which the people can have trust and confidence. How can Jamaica be led for another 5 years by a man whose integrity declarations about his financial affairs cannot be certified by the main anti-corruption agency of the country? And they've referred that matter for further investigation to a law enforcement agency called the Financial Investigations Division, the FID. And what do you see happen? Somebody who publicly on radio was saying that the Prime Minister don't do nothing wrong. That is the man they put to head up the same FID to investigate the Prime Minister. And they changed the rules about who should be, what the qualifications were to get that position. Initially, when they advertised the position, you required 12 years of law enforcement experience, of which at least 5 of the 12 years had to be in a leadership position in law enforcement. And then they had qualified applicants, but they know who they wanted. They changed the requirements. Now they're saying they didn't even minute it. There was nothing in writing. It was just orally done. And then they get the person who they want, who is not qualified for the position. Time come, comrades. When I ask a question to you, what time is it? I want you to say, time come. What time is it? What time is it? Are you ready for a PNP government? Are you ready for Wickham Neil as your MP? Are you ready for Ayman Marketry as your Prime Minister? You sound like you're ready. You look like you're ready. I feel the vibes and I know that you're ready. One love, comrades. Power to the people.
Come on everyone, when this is fire time. Blazing news fire.
Yo, them can go and blaze the fire. Yeah, man. People, I feel like me up on the road all day. We don't know how the people are doing it. From one part of the island to the next part of the island. Marky G, yo. Yeah, like the whole team. Oh, you're not good enough? Yeah, man, you're not good, man. Right now. What a blur. Nah, joy. All tomorrow, we back at it again. 10 a.m. People, you know, say early live tomorrow, you know, so. Only political thing I want, we have to talk about CMA. As much as we can show out, we are going to show out. You understand? Between now and tomorrow. So, the word is love enough. And that's how we are left it enough. Big up on yourself, Zane. Brother Bolo here, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks to the people in my past. See, pray. That is it. I'm out. Oh, what is under me nose? I'm out. Big up on yourself, you hear that?